play of the game from way down.
Two, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bombs Tastingo gonna find Rainer.
Oh, the life finder keeps Maev up. It was going to be a close thing.
And healing, what? Get out of no! No!
Triple stun again. Big flanks coming out from the Blaze.
It's a death metal though.
Death metal into the double, triple kill.
All right, welcome everybody. We are back with Repsychic. It's the NGS RewinD match number 4 coming at you from Division A between RewinD and In Too Deep. And because I forgot to do it last match, I'm gonna remind everybody of the purpose of the RewinD, which is basically to look back. We go back a few days in time and look back at matches that did not get cast live throughout the week. You know, maybe at some point when we have tons and tons of casters, maybe we'll just do it as a way to have a different perspective on some of the games. But at least for right now, it's just a way to go back and catch those matches. Repsychic, welcome back again from, we had you here for game number 1 or round number 1 or match number 1, depending on what you want to call it. What have you been doing with your life for the last couple of hours?
Basically, I played a few AI games, as one does, because I have no friends. I watched your game last night, and then I almost fell asleep at the desk. So that's what I've been doing for the past 2 hours or whatever. So that's what I was here doing, just sitting here.
Well, you know what? Fair enough. I hope you appreciated the game and that you almost fell asleep after the game, because those were exciting games.
Yeah, it was after. No, it was actually after. No,
right.
Don't worry.
Good. Glad to hear it. So we are now going to see Division A. So we started with B, went to C, went to B. Now we're back up to A. Ooh. And we're going to see between In Too Deep and RewinD. Now, I know you haven't been following as much of the divisions here this season. Are either of these teams familiar to you at all? Do they sound familiar to you? That's fine. You look like it's a definite no. Like you have no idea what I mean. NGS, what is that?
Uh-oh. What happened? Did I lose internet?
No, it was probably me.
Oh, too big tier.
Because it definitely, I saw the look on your face there.
Oh, right. Okay, alright, cool.
Stuck in a time loop.
Yeah, I was too for a second. Maybe it was just everyone's internet.
I mean, no, it just needed to be mine. Chat, are we good? Everybody, are we on the same page now? Are you with us? Somebody let us know, just to be sure. It should be a fairly short time there. I don't know.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume we're safe. Cause, hold on. Yeah, I hear it. I have that open.
Okay. Well, fair enough.
Yeah,
then,
no,
we'll
I think we're fine.
Okay, yeah, Lunchbox says we're good.
Right.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure we didn't have any moments of questionable problems there.
Of a NA production.
Yes, rank 1 NA. All right, so game number 1 is going to be on Towers of Doom. And I know this is a this is a fan favorite. This is a good one because you tend to get those games where you can have the big comeback plays. And I think you like this one a lot as well, Repsychic, when you're not.
Oh, I don't hate it. It's an okay one. I don't really have any strong opinions one way or the other, but it's one I do like it. I like it.
Oh crap! We're not in the party yet, so I went to watch with you, but you're not in the party, so I'll have to add you to the party.
That would be a lot of fun for you, but not for me.
Yes. This is going to be a live cast, or not a replay cast by Arrow, and Repsychic is merely going to respond to what I have to say.
That sounds good, Arrow. Wish I could see it.
One second.
Okay.
Where are you?
These are the faces I make when playing.
I don't see any difference.
That's the gag.
All right, here we go. That's what I was looking for. All right,
here
we go. Starting our game with Towers of Doom.
Okay. This is some cool Division A action. Division A action. Oh. Oh, hello.
You're killing me.
I like it. Oh.
So, in case any of you are wondering what's got Rek all excited over there is that he's looking at the draft, which of course you guys will see in just a moment.
Oh, yeah. I got really excited. I like exciting drafts.
Here we go. All right. Rek, why don't you go ahead and start us off? We've got RewinD is on the left and In Too Deep is on the right.
Sure. All right. Blue team, RewinD. We got Chaotic on Thrall, Ryokai on Rainer. Doom Elite will be playing Urel, not Mael, Urel. ETC is played by Fade and Sheej on Anduin.
Alrighty, and for In Too Deep. These are going to be some names I'm going to take a second on. Loxley is on Greymane, Key 1108 on Stukov. We've got Eb's Graphic, maybe EB's Graphic? I don't know. Anyway,
no, that's you kind of.
We got Diablo, we got Rosai on Falstad, Grizzly64 on Junkrat, and I think that's everybody.
Cool, wonderful.
Maybe.
You know what else is it? I think Thrall. Just kidding! Leap of Faith.
You know, and there's been so much conversation over time about how Medivh breaks the game with his portals and all that stuff, but, you know, I mean, Anduin Leap of Faith kind of is like a mini Medivh portal in a way, right? It gives them the opportunity to pull out of
portal, yeah, of course.
Oh, you're killing me, Rek. Killing me.
I got another one coming up.
I'm sure you do.
All right. Huh.
Hey, so if you all are in chat out there, tell me how to say Diablo's name. If anybody knows how they prefer to say that. I like to say people's names how they want to be said. Eb's Graphic, EB's Graphic. Almost sounds like the name of a company. Like
in a way, yeah, it's like EB Games if you remember that crap.
Hey, for $5 you can pre-order your video games.
Yes, for 5 whole doll hairs.
And stand in line for 2 hours.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you get.
Power slide on a Junkrat. This should be a kill, and it is.
It is, but we want to take some damage from the mayhem.
The suicide vest.
What's it called? Martyrdom. I don't remember. I can't
suicide
remember.
Vest.
Sure, that's fine.
Lunchbox saying that RewinD saw In Too Deep didn't draft a bruiser, so they drafted an extra one for them to help out.
Okay, I mean, sure. Let's see. I want to talk about something. What can we talk about?
Well, we've got level 4 talents.
We do have level 4 talents. Do you see anything in particular you love or hate?
Well, I see something that's different. Not necessarily that I love or... I mean, I kind of enjoy it as a talent, which is Gift of the Naru.
I was going to say, is it Gift of the Naru?
Yeah, and there's the power slide on Diablo. They do get the kill as looks like Junkrat left the game at some point there, but of course Junkrat wasn't in that lane, so no real issues.
Oh darn.
In fact, let's go ahead and turn off the chat. Just, you know, it's just safer that way, you know, just in case. You never know.
You don't ever know. What is ETC Bushiru? Alright. So, here's the fun thing about Falstad. He's going to go ahead and grab his thingy, and then he's going to come fly down. Well, that's the dream, at least. But I think Anduin's pretty safe here with his channel. So, yeah, never mind. Everything's fine. All well and dandy.
Sorry, Chaotic. No dank memes in chat. Alright, well, I thought maybe something was going to happen, but ETC just took a quick slide on out of there.
He slid out of DMs.
Indeed. So we do have the Falstad bribe on this map. We did not see it earlier, and you know that. So that Gift of the Naru, in case you aren't familiar with what that does, because nobody ever really takes it, it's the one that uses or gives you healing or gives your team healing when you use her trait. I don't remember the name of it. Divine Purpose.
Yeah. Basically a Lily heal, but guess what? Guess who just got caught rotating? It was Greymundo.
So 3 for nothing in kills right now. Level 7 picked up for both teams here. And with that kill, we're going to see RewinD moving in to get on this sapper camp.
Cool. I mean, this is a good play. They gotta pick. Why not go in and take the camp? So their other team's #1 camp taker is down. Diablo is in a rough spot. He gets chastised. But Stukov comes in with a fat silence, possibly preventing his death. Maybe, maybe not. Yrel punches him backwards, and the follow-up stun from ETC allows them to lock down the kill. Greymane getting body blocked, but swipes through ETC, because that's how that works.
Yeah, barely able to get away there. You know, 1 or 2 more damaging abilities, and Greymane goes to the graveyard. But ultimately, just the 1 kill onto the Diablo. And it looks like double altars coming up. Yrel's not quite here, but she is on her way. And we see Raynor in the bot already picking up that bottom altar.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's going to be full 5-on-5 action on the mid altar.
Yeah. Same talent tiers too, so nothing particularly preventing either team from trying to go into the other.
We did see ETC blocking the shots from Grizzly there from Junkrat.
Yeah.
But ultimately Diablo was able to dive in. It's going to be the kill onto Stukov, however. And Diablo charging it onto Ryukai, trying to keep him locked down, but now surrounded by blue health bars. It looks like Diablo is going to be the next kill, as Greymane was killed up above as well.
I appreciate what Diablo was trying to do. He found an isolated Jimmy, but unfortunately the rest of his team was going elsewhere, so he kind of just, you know, caught himself out more than anything.
All right. And once again, with the kill advantage, we're going to see level 10s picked up, and they're going to get their camp, this time on their own side for RewinD.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So for the ultimates, we've got the Light Bomb, Stage Dive, Ardent Defender, Rainer's Raider, and Thrall not yet choosing his.
Uh-oh.
I was going to say, I don't know which one he is
Sundering.
thinking about here, but it's going to go to Sundering, yeah.
That's fine. I think that's actually really good, especially... I don't know. I think it's fine. I personally like Earthquake better, but that's because I'm bad at Sundering, so... Stage dive onto the into the back behind Diablo. He's gonna go ahead and not stun him, but Diablo wasn't gonna get anywhere anyway, so everything's fine. Only stage dive was used.
Yeah, so I think if I'm thinking about this, the Earthquake kind of loses a little bit of value when most of the team can just kind of dive around and ignore it.
Yeah.
So,
well, is what it is.
Also, Sundering can help to interrupt the Riptire.
Absolutely.
Can lock down the silence. But once again, Diablo charging in. We see the face melt coming out from ETC. Riptire coming in. The gust over the wall.
Interesting gust. Ryokai getting really low, but Greymane not quite able to finish him off. No. Only one who dies is Diablo. No, full exchange.
And this should be a nice, comfortable altar for RewinD to pick up. They've already got the bottom tower, so that's going to be 5 points. The siege camp close to the line.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say I don't think they're going to get him through, but it was close, and now it looks like Greymane is actually going to end up going down. They do get the kill onto the 2 sappers.
Hey, I mean, that's what really counts, right?
Yeah. All right, so up in the top lane, Falstad once again bribing the not shaman camp,
The
sapper
Merc camp, the siege camp, the sapper camp, the pumpkin boys. That's what we call them. Arrow, you know this.
I don't call them pumpkin boys. You call them pumpkin boys.
I do call them pumps sometimes.
Oh
Just
my God.
pumps.
All right, so with this top fort, and by top fort I mean bottom fort.
Ooh.
Charge in from Diablo, but the gust there doesn't really help them, I don't think. We do see the Light Bomb getting to 2. There's the Sunder almost able to get the Stukov, but they do secure the kill onto the Greymane. And now Diablo charging in onto the Raynor into the wall, but very low health, has to back away immediately. not quite enough to secure a kill. So 11 kills to none right now in favor of RewinD. Very, very strong game so far for RewinD. We didn't actually go over the ultimates yet for Into Deep, as I think they came up around the time of one of those big fights.
Here's the thing. There was a lot of botched abilities there. I saw, namely the the massive shove, just coming out just slightly too early for the mosh pit. Oh my god, the stage dive, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to have seen that. It would have been kind of funny, but wasn't fast enough. There's gonna be a fight coming out on the top left altar without 13s. Diablo's mega isolated, but Gust comes out, doesn't really push too many people too far. Diablo's trying to get out now. Big light bomb doesn't connect on anyone. Placed on Urel, and also aggroed by accident. Looks like Diablo goes down while trying to disengage. Siege, on the other hand, wanted to go back and channel because that team fight was extremely awkward.
So we did see Greymane pick up the safe altar for Into Deep, so they did get 3 points. And look at the positioning on these pumpkin zappers. They couldn't be any closer to that line.
No, I guess not. Diablo, don't flip them in. That would be silly.
Yeah, right. So 2 of them down, trying to finish off the third, as RewinD sitting on this camp, making it so that they can bring 3 more into the line, and they've been able to maintain the bottom for
ever
most of this game. Yeah, it seems like
pretty much the duration of the game.
Certainly the last 2 objectives.
Yeah, absolutely. And now that ETC has stage dive, he can go off and do whatever he wants, collect soak, and make it that much more difficult for our red team to come back. And look at that, it's gonna be even more difficult still with a dead Raymundo.
Yeah, Sappers once again getting stopped right at the line. 2 out of 3 already dead, but Diablo getting rooted by Thrall. I don't know, the burst potential out of this team, they do get one of those Sappers to go through. The burst potential out of this team is absolutely just bonkers.
Yeah, they've got a lot of lockdown too, what between Chastise, even Urel's Righteous Hammer, Sundering, followed by an additional Thrall root. They've got tons of ways to deal with anyone. Falstad being pinged. No, he's fine.
Yeah, we did see the silence out onto ETC, so the mid tower remains on the red side. But now we've got a triple altar, and with only 13 on their core, this, technically speaking, could be the end of the game.
It might be.
Like 2 of them are getting channeled now.
Yeah, not only... Oh, okay. Diablo throws a Thrall into a root, but it's the Riptire that winds up killing him. Big stun onto Greymane, but he's okay in the back. It's Diablo who might be too dead for us, and he is. Word vomit.
And
Junkrat doing his absolute best to get the poke in. Can he get it? No. I think that's the end of the game here.
Wow. And that is a really fast Towers of Doom game. 12 minutes, 48 seconds.
Yeah, I mean...
just the 5 objectives total.
I mean... We're gonna prioritize that bottom lane. Protect that thing.
Yeah, getting just an absolute ton of value out of that bottom lane for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, talents up there for you. We saw most of those throughout the game, as only level 16 achieved for RewinD, 13 for Into Deep. Taking a look at the stats here, so, 15 kills to 1. That's absolutely just crazy. The only kill there going on to Thrall, and just because Chaotic is in chat, we gotta call him a feeder, right? Like that's how you lose this game, right? You die once. So we've got just gonna pop up these stats here for everybody here real quick.
Sure.
Feel free to talk about anything that you see.
I know. I'm
or
taking a look at the stats myself. Top healing Manduin. Yeah, this looks pretty standard. Nothing in particular that stands out. Poor Diablo with 8 deaths, though. He really got pummeled. I think he was a little too ambitious sometimes. Maybe didn't realize quite where the rest of his team was. Although, in his defense, RewinD did a fantastic job isolating targets. And an isolated Diablo just can't really do anything. You dive in and you just look silly because then you're like, well, now what? But good on Rewind for winning that one.
Yeah, if you can't get the follow up from your team, then
there's no point. Yeah, there's no point.
All right, so let's go ahead and give them their point here. There's the point. The next game is going to be Infernal Shrines. And let's see who picked this one. Infernal Shrines was picked by Into Deep. So again, they wanted their map pick. You know what? I don't know that I actually showed the map bans and all that stuff. Let's go ahead and pop that up real quick here.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, I don't think so. So we had the bans on Braxis and Sky Temple from Into Deep. We also had the bans on Tomb of the Spider Queen and Volskaya Foundry from RewinD. So game number one was Towers of Doom, picked by Into Deep, won by RewinD. The Infernal Shrines was picked by Into Deep, and we'll have to see who wins that game as I get the teams set up on the thing. So, Infernal Shrines, what are some heroes that you think of when you think of Infernal Shrines?
When I think of Infernal Shrines,
that's what I said.
My platinum and gold league brain immediately said Kil'Thas. But no, in all seriousness, Kil'Thas is good. I love Garrosh here. Big fan of Anubarak, even Deckard Cain. Like, there's so many. There's a lot. There are a lot. Tyrande.
There's the first one that you said that's actually in this game.
That one? Wonderful. Tyrande is a fun one on this map. You said no Garrosh. Okay, that's fine. I don't like him anyway. Diablo is fantastic here as well.
Diablo will also be in this game.
Tell me, Arrow, is there an Abathur?
There's no Abathur.
No,
surprising.
You guys aren't any fun. Sorry.
So just real quick here, the hero bans on this. I realize I didn't do that on the last one, but you can look them up. I'm just doing this one because it's response to the last game. So the hero bans on this one: RewinD banned out Medivh, Malthael, and Jaina. Into Deep banned Sylvanas, Uther, and Raynor. And you know what? That Raynor I think was worth a ban because Raynor's one of those heroes that you don't really get to highlight very well because he just sits there and pew pew pew, right? But eventually you just die. But lot of value in that game. Got a lot of kills, absolutely. A lot of damage. So
a lot of top damage on his team. Excuse me, I believe he had top siege. No, he did not. But that's not beside the point. It's really he's just solid. Like he's just like good all around. He's got everything. He's not like particularly spectacular at anything, but he's like just a solid character. Like I don't know, just a good character.
Well, we are going to get into game number 2 here.
Ooh,
on Infernal Shrines.
What tasty morsels do you have for me? Hey, I got one right.
You got two
right.
I already called those out, though.
Yeah, you did. Cassie's fun. My glasses, they're a little dirty. They're a little filthy. All right,
well, let's make sure. Are they on the right side? They are on the right side, so go ahead with RewinD.
All right, RewinD. Chaotic will be playing Samuro. Ryokai will be playing Tychus. Doom Elite on Greymundo. Fade on ETC again. And Siege on Anduin again.
All right, and for Into Deep, we've got Rosai on Leoric, Loxley on Gul'dan, Key 1108 on Tyrande, Grizzly on Cassia, and EB's Graphic on Diablo. I'm going to say it different every single time. All right, so Charge Strikes for Cassia, and going a Fellflame build for Gul'dan, which, for a long time that was the way you went on this map. I've seen a lot of people just go with the Echoed Corruption, though, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Echoed Corruption, I think, is like the safe one, more or less. It's the usual, I guess you could call it. But, Fellflame, alright, if you want, go ahead.
I imagine should be able to stack that pretty easily, too. Already up to level to 8 stacks on that.
Yeah, it's not particularly hard to stack. It's just, a fairly okay reward as well. Uh-oh, ETC slides in. Maybe he finds something. Diablo getting a nice flip onto him and actually finds the kill.
And that is first kill, first blood under 1 minute here on Infernal Shrines, and it took In Too Deep, I don't know, about 10 minutes before they got their first kill last game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
Somewhere
I mean,
around there.
here's the thing, guys. Never give up. Trust your instincts. Peppy Hair says that in Starkbox64. Uh-oh. Here comes
Tychus
on the...
might not make it?
I think he's fine. I
don't
think
know.
he lives. He lives. The corruption
Oh my
ended
goodness.
with after 1 tick of healing fountain health. That
Just
feels good.
barely enough.
Barely enough, but it was there. It worked out.
So we've got 4 members of In Too Deep here on their camp, and ETC being rather aggressive, going in 4v4 here as Diablo getting melted by Tychus's minigun there, and now Cassia probably going to go down shortly thereafter as well.
Yeah, I mean, Tychus is fun.
Ryokai
Press
casual,
DP, press right click.
Ryokai casual well tap, no big deal. Yep, sure enough. That's that. You know, just tap that well.
The
to stay
casual
alive, you know?
1 tick of well tap kind of saved you there. But that's okay.
And we've got Tychus on the bot lane here working on this spot camp.
Yep.
They can see or have a pretty good idea at least of where most of In Too Deep is located. But I don't think In Too Deep has any idea that Tychus is down there because he rotated pretty safely here. And
Yeah,
that
I'd
looks to be
say
the
so.
case. So that should be a nice, easy pickup for Tychus.
Yeah, absolutely. Huh. I'm going to take a look at the soak right now. Actually, Leo is out soaking Samuro currently.
Which is, you know what, that's kind of an interesting matchup too, because usually Samuro's not the one hanging out in lane. He's usually the one running around the map getting everybody's camps.
Yeah, typically, but that doesn't necessarily mean he can't do that. No?
Well, sure, anybody can sit around in a lane. It's just not something that you see all that often. But it's been working out pretty well for them so far. They have a nearly full level advantage and already about halfway done with this top shrine.
Ooh, yes, sorry. A big slide onto Diablo once again, but a charge outward manages to get Diablo back out. He was in trouble for a little bit there.
The Leap of Faith keeping ETC alive as well, as he was kind of in a dangerous spot there on the other side of that rock. So 25 now to 7. Samuro in the mid lane picking up that XP. And we're going to see the 4v5 coming in from RewinD. Power slide it onto the Cassia, but she's going to go ahead and walk away.
Yeah, I mean, that's Tarrant things, but guess what? Leoric dies. I think Loxley is not too far off either. No, he's not.
And Samuro's back.
Samuro came back. He wants to play now.
So 35 should be able to pick up this Punisher, and with this being a frozen Punisher, they get a lot more potential value out of this. Definitely the wall. I mean, maybe even, you know, could get the fort if not enough defense here.
Yeah. In fact, RewinD's going to go ahead and start to push down their the wall there before they actually work on the turrets and whatnot. But no, they weren't quite caught out. In Too Deep wasn't, rather. And Punisher is going to go ahead and leap now. He's followed up with an ETC stun and a Chastise from Anduin, but is inevitably nothing found because Diablo charged back outward.
So Punisher goes down. They do still have a wave here, although Gul'dan is getting rid of that wave pretty quickly, but they do ultimately secure that fort.
Oh, not like this. That was counter synergy from Tarrant and Diablo. They both had different ideas in mind. Greyman getting actually very low. Maybe the corruption finishes him off, but Anduin's right next to him. I think he's fine.
Yeah, great peel there from Fade to keep Tychus alive as he was being chased as well.
Yes.
And in the bot lane, we've got Samuro working on the wall here. Did manage to take down one tower, almost a little bit over half the tower as well in the top portion of that. So all while his team was taking essentially a 4v5.
Yeah. Uh-oh. This looks like a nice little chase coming from RewinD against Into Deep here. ETC pushing Diablo away, isolating them once again. Tychus comes in to finish off Gul'dan. Maybe Into Deep finds a counter kill. No, the owl from Zarand missed, and Diablo is just all by himself, all by his lonesome. No friends around. Oh no.
And level 10's available now here for RewinD, as we see the Light Bomb, Mosh Pit, Go for the Throat, Odin, and Illusion Master.
Yes, and with 10s, they're going to go ahead and invade the Bruiser camp of Into Deep. It's going to be scouted, but that's not going to do anything. I mean, we know they're there, but there's no point in really going in without 10s. So it's going to go ahead and be captured, and we'll move on from there.
I didn't even know you could do that. Oh my god. I didn't know that Samuro could hearth one of his clones and then swap back. That is... Oh, I find that to be hilarious. I got over here just in time for Cassia to get killed.
Yes, you got there just as after Cassia to get killed, and potentially Diablo, but no. He goes ahead and charges on a minion to get out. Always love seeing that. Tychus, though. The Tychus, man, is getting a ton of value against this tank. Diablo goes diving in, and Tychus says, hello! Activate minigun, bye.
Yep. And the minigun percentage works just fine against Cassia, because it's percentage, and thus goes over the armor that she gets, even if she's moving around. What do we have here? 3? Yeah, we've got 3 versus 4 in the bottom lane with a siege camp coming in. The next Punisher is in the bot lane as well, and it's going to be a Mortar Punisher as well.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about these heroics here. Starfall, Entomb, Valkyrie, Lightning Breath, and Horrify.
Now, why did you say that about the Valkyrie?
Because Valkyrie is silly.
Valkyrie's a great ultimate.
I think
it works. I think it works really well if you're trying to stop a mosh pit. Entomb going out onto the Greymane, but Leap of Faith pulling him out of danger. Gul'dan was getting some life drain, but then walked away from it. Shadow Charge into the Tychus, but brings the Light Bomb in with 4-man stun there. Big shield onto Ryokai to keep him live, but it's going to be Siege going down here. And
I think Ryokai follows up with after a spooky hand from Leoric, but it looks like the Samuro finds Gul'dan in the process. And Tyrande while we're at it.
Wow. That was
big wow.
That was a whole lot of chaos in a very short period of time, and ultimately a 2-for-3 trade.
You might say it was chaotic. So I'm going to be casting for the rest of the game. Arrow died. We've got a Punisher coming down now. This is a Mortar Punisher. They're a lot stronger than they used to be. It dives down on ETC. Oh my goodness. Diablo, followed by an ETC, stun and mosh. Greymane had going to town. Mortars dropping on them. Oh, this is fun.
And, this just feels so bad because you've got 4 versus 2 there, and you still end up losing the Cassia. How do they win this game? They just keep getting punished for absolutely everything. They push their buttons, they push their ults. The Mosh got 2. Greymane was the only damage there. Just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's the difference of a Mortar Punisher. Mortar Punisher saw a whole bunch of stunned boys and just said ooh and fired away. Like I said, the damage comes out much larger. A big lightning breath coming onto Entombed Siege, but he had a light bomb shield. Instead, he dies anyway, though. Ryokai. Yeah.
But ultimately, a 1-for-1 trade here. It's 4v3 here, and Dumoulit's got to pull away. He's very low. ETC is also very low. Ryokai is, I think he's the sacrificial lamb here.
Yeah, I think so. There's a little bit of split attention there. Tyrande
I don't like this hearth at all. Okay, good.
Oh man. Diablo holding the bush. They seem to want to go ahead and grab their siege camp. Into Deep does. That's pretty nice. Not a whole lot that RewinD can do right now. I suppose they could do their own siege camp. Waves are kind of pushed up to the point where they don't particularly want to risk anything, but they do have 16 available. They're not in any particular rush. But they are down a player in Ryokai on Tychus.
Yeah, and Tychus has been pretty valuable for them on this with that minigun. But now we're seeing Samuro do that camp in the top lane. He's already prepped that top keep as well, so... But we'll come back to that. ETC by himself, the big mosh. Leoric almost walking into it, but he's trying to slow down the damage of the team. It's going to be Leoric going down first.
Yes, there were a lot of really good combos coming out there. I really enjoyed the flip into Lunar Blaze, or Lunar Flare rather. But unfortunately, it's actually wound up being Leoric who died. There was a light bomb too that could have hit several people, although they were already stunned by the mosh pit. And that would have been a fun little explosion of damage, but it only hit one person, and that was Leoric. So it actually worked out in the end. Gul'dan bot, what? I wasn't looking.
I wasn't either. No. I was watching up top because I wanted to see how much value
now
this camp got.
Rewind. Wait, rewind. That's confirmed. Now we have to rewind.
I see what you did there.
No, we have to. I need to see it.
We can't turn back time, Rek.
But we're in a replay. Oh, fine. Uh-oh. ETC's got maybe find something here? No, I don't think so.
But they're, clearing up the lane, so at the very least, this camp is going to require attention.
Yeah, I think that they actually get a keep here. I'm not going to lie to you.
I mean, they've been really strong, and the damage going out onto Leoric there, bringing him down to about 20% health. Valkyrie just missing Ryokai.
Yeah, he dashed out of the way just in time.
And here comes Odin. They're looking for this keep.
Here it is.
There goes the Horrify, putting Greymane into an awkward spot, but he's going to turn around and kill the Gul'dan. Ryokai in the Entomb as the Odin. Light Bomb,
not quite enough.
Yeah, a little bit too late, I think, in that. I don't know if it was on cooldown until then or not.
I'm not sure either, to be honest with you. I know Mosh Pit had just come up right around then, though.
So, once again, 4v5 fight, and Samuro's already got 26 on this.
Yeah, looks that way.
And we talked about heroes that break the game. I mean, Illusion Master is just so strong, allowing you to do so many different things in so many different places. You know, it's an upgraded version of the Vikings, essentially. And look at how much damage that Chaotic is doing here to Diablo just by himself. Brings him down to half with nothing.
Yep, I hate Samuro, like with an undying passion.
And they've got it sitting at 39, waiting for their ETC to come back so that they can get a full team push. And I mean, as aggressive as this has been and as calculated as they've been, I don't know, man. This could be game right here. Like, they get a kill or two and it's over for sure, but they've just been so strong in their combos and already working on this sidewall, making sure that Diablo can't isolate a target and keep them inside. And Samuro is just quick peek down to the bottom here. Samuro versus Leoric as they're dealing with that keep. But so 4v4 with the Punisher here. It's going to be jumping soon, I thought.
Here we go. Punisher's coming onto Cork, and they find something. Ooh, ETC just barely missing the stun, but Light Bomb surely doesn't. And followed by another stun coming from the Mosh Pit, but is interrupted by the Horrify. It doesn't matter, though, because Leoric and Tyrant go down. Dog agrees with me. This is not great if you're in too deep. I think this is the beginning of the end. ETC does fall, but Deathmosh blocks Gul'dan in place. And that's just all there is to it. Samuro just wailing on this core. He don't care. He's gonna Illusion Master his way around the core.
And Diablo trying to maybe get one last little bit of damage, maybe even get a kill onto Tychus, but not going to happen. 3 levels down, and when you're the only person left alive.
It doesn't matter.
So a very strong showing there from RewinD against In Too Deep, and we'll take a look at these stats here real quick and then go peep in on the standings. So 20-7, so a lot more counter kills coming out from In Too Deep on this one. They were able to get a few multi kills out of that, as opposed to last game where they only had the 1 kill. Stayed in the game a little bit longer on this one as well. This one getting a little bit closer to your average game, but ultimately it was RewinD just pushing all the way through.
Yes. Yeah. Once again, it was a very convincing game. It was very pretty one-sided, to be honest. It just seemed like In Too Deep didn't really have an answer for the pushing that was coming from RewinD. RewinD seemed a little more coordinated as well. It's as simple as that. You need the coordination and you need the team comp if you want to make this work. And I think that they just had both, and In Too Deep really had no way of responding. So good on them. And In Too Deep, hopefully this is a good lesson for you guys. I can't wait to see you guys in the future.
All right, well, let's take a look at the standings and see kind of where these two teams are currently. I didn't highlight them. I can pop up those highlights, but as you can see, we've got In Too Deep is sitting at currently number 11, so a little bit outside of the possibility of playoffs there. RewinD at number 2. Now, number 8 only has 10 points, so In Too Deep has the possibility of getting right in there, even up to number 6. Regen Retro has 11 points, tied with Lion Speed. So really, I mean, 1 or 2 matches and they're right back into the middle of the pack there. Gilly Shark and RewinD sitting at, I said number 2, but I guess they're tied for number 1 with 23 points. So, and for what that's worth, kind of what you would expect out of one of the top teams versus one of the teams currently lower down in the standings. So
that fall.
All right. Where did you go, Rek?
I'm here. I'm back. It looks so much better. No, I'm here. Promise. I'm here.
Well, that's the end of the RewinD for this week. 6:18, so almost 4.5 hours. That's about what I thought it was going to be. It was about 6:30, so pretty close to it. And that's it. And that puts us back to 100% cast rate for all of the live casts plus replay casts for the week, as Ziltoid ripping a whole bunch of them yesterday, finishing us up. I know there are some casts tonight, so make sure you check those out. Also, the NGS Meet Hall taking place at 9 o'clock. I'll be casting a match that I cannot tell you who it is because I don't remember. I just picked it up.
Arrow.
Oh, no, it's Div D East. It is, let's see, it's 2 calculated to throw, and let's see, who was the other one? FF and the Pancakes. I can't tell you what the FF stands for because it's not appropriate for stream. So you can find that matchup on my Twitch at twitch.tv/Arrow of the Storm. That'll be taking place at 9 o'clock. So, of course, you'll have to have 2 browser windows open because you're going to want to watch the Meet Hall. And I do encourage you to do that because there are some details that you're going to want to catch. Some things about recent and possibly additional bans that you may want to check out. You're going to want to know about those things. But also just a quick status as we go into playoffs here in the next couple of weeks. So as a reminder, we brought this up earlier, but make sure you get your flex matches scheduled. You are getting short on time on that. Any of you guys from Div A, Born to Shine was kind enough to remind you all earlier, I don't know, 3 or 4 times in about 2 minutes about those flex matches. A lot of them still to get done, so make sure you get on that. Rek, it's the end of the night. Is there anything that you want to say to the people at home before we take off for the day?
Sure. Thanks for coming out, guys. It's been a wonderful, long, in a good way, day. 4 hours and 20 minutes. Feels good because it's 6:20. We started at 2, right? Yeah, okay. It's been a long day. It's been a really good day. I'm glad you all came out to see Arrow and myself and even Born to Shine and Munkus. really cool of you guys to do that. I know a few of you have been here for at least a little bit, so always fun to cast. Always fun to cast with you, Arrow. I will forever and always be your re-sidekick.
All right, well, thanks everybody for joining us for the NGS Rewind this week. I hope to have a new intro video for you guys next week, so maybe we'll see if we can make that work. But once again, I'm Arrow. You can find me at twitch.tv/Arrow of the Storm. My co-caster Repsychic at Twitter at Repsychic. And that's going to be it for us this week. So see you hopefully tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern time. Otherwise, we'll see you again later this week. Have a good one.